Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, the Fragment event is starting for who's quickly being named as the worst ever Fragment champion. I'm not calling it that, by the way, but I'm seeing like Facebook posts, I'm seeing stuff on Twitter. Pretty much people are calling out Greathoof Loriaka as useless or just like not very... I don't know, not very inspiring. Do you want to throw a load of your time and resources into this champion? We're going to go through the event. We're going to go through kind of like what they've teed up for this champion. And I'll give my view on it. I've not done a guide yet. I guess comment below. Do you want to see a guide? Do you want to see one? You let me know. But we're going to go through the kit. We're going to go through like my view of this champion from a free-to-play point of view as well as my main account. And I guess try and make some decisions. So first of all, let's look at the event. And we've got ourselves this cow to go after. Is it a bull? I guess it's a bull, right? Because it's got horns. But anyway, how have they teed this up? I think it's just going to be like a standard event. We've got 150 fragments available. Let me move me a second here. 150 available. But 35 of those are only available if you win tournaments. So we kind of discount those because you never know who you're going to be up against in a tournament. It might be that because this is going to be a relatively low interaction in terms of getting this champion, that the tournaments will just be easier to win because people will care less. Possible. But I still wouldn't guarantee that you're going to win a tournament, which means that you've got to get, out of the 115 that are left, 100. Yeah, you need 100 fragments to get this champion. So first thing I always look at is what's going on with summoning events, because that's generally the hardest thing to do. And it looks like Summon Rush here for 20 points. Am I going nuts? Is there only one summoning event? One summoning event. Normally there's a like champion chase up here somewhere. Oh no, Summon Rush 2 at the end. Okay, we've got 2 Summon Rushes. That's really odd. Normally there's a Summon Rush and then there's a champion chase. We're going double Summon Rush. Honestly, that's way worse. Yeah, at least on a champion chase, you can earn points through fusions that you've saved up or fragment champions that you've saved. So this Seize that I've got sitting right here would give me points towards a champion chase. Yeah, if I've got any previous fusion stuff that's kind of ready to go, if you've got Razin fusion stuff ready to go, they all give you points towards a champion chase, but not towards a Summon Rush. That's a very, very odd choice. Really odd choice. And actually, so you've got Summon Rush this week. Champion Chase will still happen this week, but there's no event for it. So you then wait right to the end of the fusion for the last Summon Rush. Feels like a weird decision to me. And both of them have got 20 points attached, which means that you're going to have to max out one of them and get at least 5 points from the other. Damn, that's it. It makes it seem like it's a very hard fusion, honestly. Very hard event compared to normal. The rest of the stuff is just generally, do you have enough resources? Like Dragon Tournament, it's probably going to cost you something like 2,000 energy. Same with Ice Golem, same with Fire Knight. As long as you're farming upwards of level 13, you will be able to do it. Yeah, and they tend to tailor it for your level. So somewhere around 2,000 energy per event generally is what you need to get done. Arena is just whether you're active enough. If you're fighting arena levels, which is quite hard for you, like my free-to-play would be, it's just whether you can actively hit the refresh, find the 1 or 2 fights that you can actually do, kill it, go and do some other stuff, come back, hit the refresh. Obviously, the more active you are, the more you refresh, the more easy fights that you find. So that's what generally goes down with the arena, and there's 2 of those events. Normally quite easy pickings, honestly. Could be an area where you could get that tournament leaderboard if you're more active in this game. You've got down here, Dungeon Divers is overlapping with some Dragons, some Ice Golems, so you're going to get some points for doing those. It's also overlapping with some Champion Training, so you can get your campaign farm on to get some Dungeon Divers points. You could, I would suggest going hard on one of these early, use your energy for the next couple of days on one of the 2, but you could hold like your dragon farm if you're confident you can get it done in 2 days or like a day and a half until the Dungeon Diver event starts, and then you're getting like double bubble for your energy. We've got champion training going again here, again at the same time as a dungeon divers, same time as ice golem, and it kind of filters into fire knight as well, so you can kind of get double bubble in that as well, same sort of idea. Artifact events, you've got 3 of them here. Again, it's quite tough, but that's just generally, do you have enough silver to get the job done? And normally you need at least kind of like 12 million silver to get one of those done. Depends on your situation, and depends how hard they make these. The ones where it's like a 5, normally a bit easier, and they're all 5 actually this time, so we'll see, I guess. But yeah, artifact event is just to have you save some resources for it. And that is pretty much that. You get another dungeon divers here, which overlaps with spider. Probably one of the easier ones, because even low level you can farm spider 10. Spider 10's better than anything up to spider 17. But honestly, now that we've got Artak, you know, most people should be farming spider 20 pretty comfortably using our new legendary freebie. You know, I've done videos showing off Artak on my free-to-play, and he does insane amounts of work, honestly. Insane amounts of work in Spider. Also Ice Golem, if you're trying to push a bit higher. And Dragon. Like, he's a really, really good free champion to help us through this type of stuff. So, look, I mean, it feels like it's a relatively... Because of the summoning events, it feels like it's a relatively difficult to achieve fusion. And then if we look at the actual champion, it's the only champion that's been added in this patch. Unless they do some more at some other point. And you've got this double hitter, 40% chance of stealing a random buff. It's an OKA one. I don't know what we're going with for agenda here, but this Mua, 105 speed is good, actually. I'm kind of blocking away again. 105 speed is good, and the base stats are good. All of the damage is based on attack. And I've not checked multipliers yet. Just going to see if Saf's already fed them into the website. Looks like he has. Okay, so, I mean, it doesn't really get any better. So we've got a 2.4 multiplier on the A1, which gives him a strong hit. A 4.1 on the AoE, which takes him into average. Average means in the bottom 50% of all AoE hits. So there's definitely no saving the day with some crazy damage going on here. Which means that you wouldn't build Great Hoof for damage. You just put decent levels of survivability and speed in the kit. And obviously accuracy to land. This decreased resistance. Decreased resistance is not a bad debuff. But I don't love it either. It just means that the rest of your team would need less accuracy. Does get some turn meter fill going on here. Can cycle abilities quick because of this turn meter fill. I'd say, like, best use case is probably going to be Hydra or some Doom Tower bosses. You've got block debuffs and a turn meter fill on the A3, which I quite like. Does go on a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty rare. And this is like valuable in most content, honestly. This skill here is actually very good. And then a passive, which fills turn meter if buffs wear off or are stolen or whatever. Like if they're removed. Any way that a buff drops from this champion, it's going to get a turn meter fill. If this was for your whole team, then we've got a champion. Then we've got a champion to get excited about. But because it's just for this champion, I don't know, guys. I just feel like bang average. If I'm talking free to play, I definitely am not investing my books in this champion, although it's quite low cost of books. 9 books, so it's still quite, you know, you don't just have 9 books lying around normally. On my main account, I can't see anywhere where I would use this champion right now. So, fairly underwhelming is my view. Pretty underwhelming. Doesn't hit hard. The kit's kind of like a good epic champions kit, but needs legendary books. For me, it's not Elegaeus weak kind of fusion, but it's not far off it, in my opinion. Let me know if you think differently, though. Like, I do want to know in the comments, who's planning on getting this champion and where would you use them? And are you buzzing to go ahead and get this fragment? There you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.